over the last 25 years, I've grown the business to this platform. I think one of my personal belief in business that growth is not option, and growth is not a choice, growth is a necessity. And I think today with our footprint across Singapore and the 4 cities, and with the growing emergence of the regional countries like Myanmar and Vietnam and Cambodia, Philippines, I think there's a lot of growth potentials for our product or our creativity and our management systems to be exported and collaborated with joint venture partners in these regional countries. Because if you decide to open a restaurant or a cafe and just stay as one, I think there are better things to do than that. Yeah. So I think it's very important to ask is the concept that you decide to start, is it scalable? And do you have the creativity, the energy, the cash flow, the means, the human means, the spirit to go on and on for an indefinite period of time until you hit the 5-6 stores in Singapore and still have to go out of the Singapore market. If you don't have that long-range plan, I think there are better things to do than opening a cafe or a restaurant. Today, I think we are very fortunate that we have built a business in Singapore that is rather broad-based, diversified, that could adapt to the challenges of the economy. But more important, that we have built up a system of people that is creative and good in what they do, financially focused. And I think more important is that we want to springboard our product and our services into the regions around Singapore. And there's a lot of excitement going around in Myanmar, in Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, and that we really want to take advantage of. I was very fortunate that 5 years ago, when I was about 54 years old, I told myself it was really now or never. I took the plunge and started my business venture overseas in Taipei and Chengdu and Kuala Lumpur, and I had a very simple objective, and I just wanted 15% of our total revenue to come from overseas. And I'm very happy that today 15% of our revenue actually comes from overseas. So it is a reality if you just put yourself to the task. Moving forward, we want to penetrate the regional market even further, either through franchising, joint venture partnership, or even corporate stores. We hope that in about 5 years to 8 years time, 50% of our revenue will come from overseas, with Singapore still being the headquarter, and that's my plan for the next 5-8 years. The restaurant business is a very high-profile business. It's very visible and it's in the face of everybody. And everybody is a specialist in the restaurant business because we eat almost every day. And people always say, oh, it's tough in the restaurant business because so many restaurants open and close almost on a daily basis. But I also think that there are a lot of other businesses, even bigger and more heavily investment in the world or in Singapore, that also closes as quickly as restaurant opens and closes. So it is it is like a way of life. It's the way of running business. I mean, in the last 25 years, I have also opened a lot of restaurants and I've also closed a lot of restaurants. I think it's the part and parcel of the renewal process. You start something and it doesn't work anymore. I mean, it has bypassed its expiry date. Then you move on. So that's where the need to be creative, to be constantly revamping and reinventing yourself comes in. So I don't think it's a big issue. I think the worst thing ever happened is that people stop building new restaurants, that people stop reinventing themselves, and then that's really the end of the road. So I'm quite okay with opening stores and closing stores. It's a part and parcel of the business cycle and product development. have to continuously use Singapore as a test bed, you know. But I really think that the last few years, especially the last 18 months, with the passing of a major event in Singapore, I think the reality of Singapore being a little small market cannot be further emphasized. You know, I think the need to go out is very important, and not just the need to go out. I think the need to bring up a generation of Singaporean that going out to earn money out of Singapore is not an option. It's a necessity, and there's no two way about it. So I think the sooner we change this mindset, the better it is for us, and it can be done. I mean, I was told many years ago that the Dutch, you know, at the age of 15, they leave the country, and some of them don't go back till they're 50 years old, and they make a living out of Holland. And so we need to have that kind of outreach mindset to go out, you know, and always keep Singapore as a home base. But the money is not here. The money is really out there, and it cannot be emphasized further in today's time. 24 years ago, I started my first Thai restaurant, Patara, you know, and the average check was about 25 to 30 Singapore dollars, and I have people from all walks of life. I have doctors and ambassadors and people from the embassies around the area to just basic, simple heartlanders from Tiong Bahru area coming. But today, Patara has become a very, I would call it a dining enclave for three types of customers. You know, we have the expatriate that lives around the Tanglin Mall area. We have the corporate people that works around the Tanglin Mall area, and then we have the corporate customers who wants to dine in a more quiet, service-oriented Thai restaurant. If I had stayed focused to what I did 25 years ago, Patara would not have existed. So really, we must know who our customers are, who are the customers that we want to provide, and tailor your product accordingly to serve this group of customers. The most important person in your business, and 100% of the time the answer is the customers. I don't agree with that. To me, the most important person in my business is my landlord, because I have to convince my landlord that my product is good enough for the unit in their shop or the unit in their mall that I can build a restaurant there. It is only when I can build a restaurant in the shop house or in N Park or in a shopping mall, then can I run a business. Then the customers become important. So at the end of the day, the most important person is really the landlord. You have to, every now and then, 5 to 8 years, ask yourself, you know, where do I go from here? You know, do I stay put or do I move on? And the good thing is that the lease is only every 3 years. So every 3 years when the landlord increases your rent, then you ask yourself, what should I do? Should I just close it and then go home and go fishing, or should I pump in another $150,000, upgrade it and make it better so that I can stay in business for another 1,200 days? So, but you know, this is part and parcel of the business to stay relevant and to keep the brand as long as you can. So that's it.